Oh, it's against
Yeah.
the visuals.
It's against the visuals.
Cool. Nice.
Okay, so should I count us in?
Yes.
All right.
Oh, are we all set? I just pressed play, right? Because I loaded it up.
You want to try first?
There you go.
Do a little check.
Yep.
Looks good.
Okay. Feel good? So we 3, 2, 1, live.
You're different, you're different. It's the way you look, the way you look. Everything, everything. And you're kind of the same, kind of the same. I don't know what it is. 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 I don't know what it is.
I get so weak. 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 I get so weak.
A week.
Yes.
Is there like a story behind the name?
I think, well, SW is a sample from SWV. I remixed the track "So Weak," you know, and I guess like at that time, this track is when did I make this? It's pretty old. It's like maybe like 7 years ago I made this. And my vibe at the time, like I was into what and I'm really heavily influenced by R&B, 90s R&B, 90s R&B vocals. Those are the best singers. You know, there's a lot of soul, a lot of heart, a lot of emotions, a lot of feelings. And like that song, you know, like just like going through the motions of how somebody, you know, has a hold on you. So like, you know, I wanted to, just use that. I mean, in the beginning of that, I don't think a lot of people know this, but this is a little fun fact about that song, is I took a little vocal piece from The Notebook. Yeah, that movie, when yeah, she's talking like Ryan Gosling and Rachel McAdams. I think they're in the boat, like going through that scene where it's like super romantic, and you know, I think they're like reconnecting after all those years, and you know, there's just this like expressing how, you know, you make me feel this way. And it's funny. I never really got to like talk about, you know, I don't know how many people like picked up that I got it from The Notebook, but you know, now you know. And yeah, just like when in my music, I like to, you know, take different vocal samples from different sources and put them together and create like a narrative.
Yeah, so you said like 7 years ago, this is when you made this track.
Yeah.
And you spoke a little bit about like the fact that you were influenced by a lot of R&B music.
Yes.
But I read in one of your interviews, or I actually think we were talking about this earlier, where you were saying like there's a certain expectation for someone that looks like you, i.e. a black female, to kind of like gravitate to a certain kind of sound.
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting that you mentioned that like at the time you were influenced by a lot of R&B.
Yeah.
And that kind of music. Has that changed, or is...
It's interesting, you know, because I feel like my air, you know, what attracts me is melody, you know. It's like I connect with that, harmonies, things that like make your heart feel good and give you goosebumps and all that thing. It's like a feeling, it's a vibe. So it's not, you know, I don't restrict myself to particular genres. I think in terms of influence, I'm more like with R&B, I'm definitely drawn to vocals. I don't really care that much what the song structure what the song structure is doing, but mostly how I'm feeling from the vocals. And around this time, I did another, you know, I did a whole little like R&B vocals. I think what I do with my music, I'll take R&B vocals and deconstruct them, put them in a new, you know, reinvent them in a new sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily sticking to what they originally come from.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like presenting them as a
different,
yeah.
template.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Sam.
大家好。所以今天我们是有Musical Smell Good 的 Syd 邀请Tygapaw 他真名Dion right？Yeah，所以就先一开始就是放了一下一首歌，Tygapaw 自己做的一首歌，差不多7年前做的，叫what was the track called again？ I get so weak， 所以他就谈到这首歌一开始是采用了一个 SWV 那个差不多90年代的一个团体 R&B 的团体， 的一首歌所以7年前的时候，Tygapaw 是非常迷恋90年代那个 R&B， 因为他觉得像那个时候的歌手那个灵魂感非常重，他很喜欢这样的东西，所以他做的这首歌就是谈到每个像一个爱人像对你有一种那样子的力量，那种魅力一样的，所以一开始的话，那首歌它是真的是采用了一个那个 The Notebook 那个差不多2000年的一个怎么样说呢，一个爱情片，美国的一个是采用了那个2个男女主角，他们唱好久。终于再次见面了，然后谈到他们2个人对对方的感情，然后他就觉得像他很喜欢采用很多不同的一些人声，从不同的一些语境啊是这样子，然后把它重新放成一个新的一个 narrative，所以 SHCR 就问了一下，Tygapaw 在一个以前的一个采访中谈到过，对于像很多像长得像 Tygapaw 像这样子一个艺术家，会有一些压力，需要像采用或者用或者像做很多很相似的一种音乐，在这个里面就是说差不多像 R&B 像这样子，这个有改变过了吗？然后 Tygapaw 就说，他不是太限于像那个歌的这种类型，而是更加关注到一个歌的一个那个人声，那个唱歌的那个感觉，所以他就用很多像 R&B 的那些人声，然后把它简洁一下，然后把它放在一个新的一个语境，然后给它一种新的一种生活，而不是像总是往那个 R&B 那个方向走。
Okay, should we play another track, one that's more recent?
Yeah.
tonight. Yeah, I just feel like we had like all these like conversations like out there, and now I'm like, But I mean, like, yeah. So the previous track you played, you mentioned that you made about like 7 or 10 years ago.
Yeah, this is a much older track, and this one is off of my first EP, Love Thyself.
Yeah.
And it's called "The Meek Shall Inherit the Earth," and there's a really interesting story behind this one, because it was made for a performance piece that I
Okay.
was collaborating with performance artists, and I'm not gonna like name that person because the
Please do.
well, the situation turned out to be not so great, and you know, they end up kind of like being, you know, kind of like disposing me as a, you know, like I was disposable to them, or they kind of just told me they didn't want to, you know, continue working with me, and off of some like bullshit reason or whatever. But the way they went about it was like really destructive, and so you know, it wasn't initially name. It didn't have a title. It didn't have that name when I made it. And because of my experience with that track, feeling like somebody was trying to erase my, you know, my labor and my work, and you know, treating me like I was disposable, you know, that's what happens a lot of times, I feel like, to Black women in general. You know, we put all of our work and energy behind, and like you know, what we're hired for, we give it 100%, and then somebody decides, it's like, oh, we're just done with you. It's fine. Like, see, yeah, peace out. Like, we don't need you no more. And, you know, completely disregard all of the energy, time
Yeah.
that you put in, that you cannot reclaim. Like, that is like time in your life that you cannot get back. You know, no one wants to consider that. So I feel like, yeah, I named it "The Meek Shall Inherit the Earth," because a lot of the times, you know, people will just like walk over people who are like giving and give of themselves wholeheartedly to what they're most passionate about. And so that song is like for the underdog, it's for the it's for the ones who get a little trampled on along their journey, but you know, uplift yourself. Nobody can take away your greatness. Nobody can take away your talent and your passions, you know, that's all you. So I was just like, I just took what rightfully is mine, and that's my art, and I
Yeah.
just like reclaimed it.
Yeah.
And just like put it on my EP.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you, and I share the thinking that like no one can take your talent away, but like at the same time, like you need spaces and platforms for those talents to be seen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I have 2 questions. My first question is, you've been producing for such a long time. And like I feel like I've listened to quite a bit of your music in terms of range. And everything sounds pretty good, pretty danceable, like the stuff people are wanting to hear at the moment, and the stuff, you know, people are hearing in clubs. So like I'm interested in knowing like milestones in terms of recognition. Like, are there many of those?
It's a good question. It's funny how, you know, I guess we were talking about this a little bit before, and I love the way you present this question, because it's there's not much acknowledgement of how much work, time, how long I've been producing, and how much work I've put in and energy I've put into it. And when it comes to DJing, like I feel like I'm newly a DJ. I've been DJing for 6 years professionally, but I've been producing and making music for 10 years. You know, that gap, and even more than that. That was like I started calling myself like producing things that I would put out into the world was 10 years ago.
As Tygapaw?
As Tygapaw.
Okay.
Yeah, and yeah, it's still a narrative, you know, where I'm continuously having to, you know, when there's things published about, like when I do an interview, they tack on DJ Tygapaw. I never put DJ before my name, never have. You know, I was just like, because I don't consider myself a DJ. I'm a producer first, DJ second. And then when, and when, you know, it's like a complete dismissal of all, you know, what I'm most passionate about, and that's making music. You know, I enjoy playing music and playing music that I love and music that I've discovered, but the music that I make is so personal to me, and it's like a part of my journey as a musician and developing my ear, and I take it very seriously. So like the lack of acknowledgement of the work is kind of something that I think about a lot, and I question, why is it that, you know, I can be putting out music continuously, regularly, and at a high level, you know, I don't put out rubbish.
Yeah.
Like, we could say this, like, I can confidently say, you know, I feel like my music does resonate with people. People are always telling me how much they love, you know, what I've been putting out. And yeah, I definitely don't get that recognition for it. I get called a DJ, but never a producer.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just like, fix it, Jesus. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to kind of like make sense of. Yeah, I guess my question would be how to kind of like change that narrative. And also, I think the other question is that is it out of a lack of interest for like the music that you're making, and therefore it leads to a lack of recognition, or is it because, I don't know, it doesn't look like you could be doing that? I don't know. I myself am like trying to make sense of it, just because you've been making music for such a long time. So yeah.
I don't think it's lack of interest, you know. The numbers on SoundCloud don't lie, you know. They're not bots, they're real. And, you know, if people are actively listening to your music and continuously, you know, I've seen my audience grow. I've seen my numbers go up with each track that I release. And, you know, like even the last one, that my newest single, Bag Juice, that's on my... the first single from my EP, and my next EP, I should say. And dropping April 30th, called Handle with Care. And I was overwhelmed at how much people like love that song right off the bat.
Yeah.
Just putting it in mixes, playing it, streaming it, putting the huge playlist that it's been put on. Excel put it on their Spotify playlist, their Excel playlist on Spotify, and Dummy Magazine, as well as like an actual Spotify discovery playlist. It was put on called Fresh. Oh God, do I remember? Fresh bass, like basement tracks or something. I don't know. Like it was, or Fresh Tracks. It's from tracks that they see from the underground that are being creating a buzz. So it's definitely, I see the tides changing a bit. I guess 2019 is my year, where people, are starting to acknowledge that. That's like, yeah, Tygapaw puts out continuous fire, and I will continue to do so because I'm passionate about what I do. And so I think, honestly, it is just a longer road when you are a Black woman. I swear to God, you have to keep at it, because the acknowledgement takes a lot longer, because there aren't a lot of us at that level who see us, and then, but it's not like, I don't want it to be about, it's funny because let it just be about the music, but when you're putting out, and this just goes not just for me, but it goes for a lot of my Black contemporaries who have been putting out incredible club music, Ace Manuel, LSC XOXO, Byrell the Great, those are a couple of friends of mine that I love their music so much, and
Same kind of vibe.
same kind of, yeah, it's like same kind of vibe.
Oh. No, I mean like in terms of like the recognition thing, because like
Yeah, no, they get more recognition, I think.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's good. It's really, they also just put out more volume of music, like rapidly as well. And I curate a little bit. I'm selective, and like the projects that I do are less, they're suitable for the club, but they have song structure applied to it that's like compositions, where I'll have kind of like a pop structure applied to electronic music, like I love to have bridges in mind, like a dip, like that's a reoccurring thing in a lot of my music. It's just like I give you, a drop in the beat to kind of like introduce a change, or sort of like a structure that creates a build without using obnoxious EDM type of sounds that I really detest. I'm more mindful of composition and I think also, yeah, so I don't know, maybe it's just the type of music, electronic music that I make, just maybe it's a little bit more thoughtful, and it has more of a narrative, a sonic narrative. Yeah. But I don't know if that answers the question of why does it take so long?
No, I mean I
But we really don't have the answers.
yeah.
And that's unfortunate,
I mean I think there are a few like obvious reasons. Is that like the recognition thing, like I know we've been talking about that like time and time again. It's not to say that there haven't been Black female producers before, but it's probably because they haven't had the space to kind of like showcase, and they haven't had that space continuously to like grow, I suppose. And
I give, you know what? I have to give some shout outs to like Susie Analog.
Yeah.
Is really is kind of in the middle of doing, that mainstream acknowledgement. But the music is leaning towards, it's like electronic R&B. So it still is different, where I feel like my music leans towards experimental, and I think that's where it's
controversial.
might be, and yeah, it doesn't, when they see like blackness. They're like, oh, is it hip hop, rap?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I don't play trap music. I don't play hip hop music.
Yeah.
No shade to that.
Yeah.
It's not my cup of tea. Like, I still, want to express myself in a way that is, it resonates with who I am.
Yeah.
And I feel like when they can't really categorize you, and I feel like that maybe might be the thing. They need to like package you and put you in a category or a lane, and I'm just like, no, I don't want to stay in that lane. I want to experiment and do whatever the fuck I want to do sonically. There shouldn't be. I mean, white people honestly get so much leniency with doing whatever the fuck they want with music. And then, it's like not the case when you're black. Like artists like Dream Crusher. I absolutely love what he does. And he's a noise artist, experimental, but he's been doing it for so long as well. And gets. I think this year, I've seen the grind starting to he's starting to like tour and do amazing things, but he's always been amazing. But like the recognition just comes takes so long. Where someone, and I also feel like it might be about a look, which is the sad part. Is always about like, oh, what you look like. When it's really, who gives a fuck? Like you're not listening with your eyes. You're listening with your ears. So, yeah, so many things. We could go on and on about like how things can shift, but yeah, I just want the people who are amazing to get their shine. Honestly, that's all I care about.
Yeah.
所以像Tygapaw放的刚才那首歌就是新一点的一首歌，就是差不多2年前，2017年出的一个专辑，一个 EP 叫《Love Thyself》，然后那首歌叫《The Meek Shall Inherit the Earth》，就像meek 应该怎么样翻译一下 ？Sorry, I'm just gonna talk out loud. 温顺，对，所以就说像温顺的会反正胜利差不多。所以像那个后面那个故事，就是像这首歌是一开始是给一个行为艺术家做的，是一个合作品，但是最终那个合作没有很好的呈现，因为最终像拿到那首歌，然后那个艺术家就像觉得就没什么了，这样最终就没有真正的把Tygapaw当做一个人看，然后就被反正像踩粗了一样的一个感觉，然后Tygapaw就有一种像被利用的一个感觉，然后他就觉得像这个东西就是很多时候像太温顺了，像别人就会像看不起你，像就使用你的一些才能还是那东西，然后没有给你一些像什么回报，所以这首歌就是给那些温顺的一些人，然后给那些像被压迫的一些人，那就说像其他人不会把你的像你的激情拿走。然后 SHCR 就说对，没有人可以把你的像才华和那个激情拿走，但是需要一个平台可以看到这个东西，所以像。问题就是在于像Tygapaw 你在制作音乐制作这么久，差不多10年多了，他想知道一下像有没有什么像一些 milestones 翻译一下，一些里程碑，走过来的时候，像有没有一些里程碑，像这10年来被像大众被也不是大众被媒体。看到过的，然后Tygapaw就说有，但是不是非常多的那种对于他的制作的东西， 而是更多是对于他的 DJ 身份。所以像 DJ， 他是对 DJ 是挺新的一个东西，因为他是就差不多6年前开始 DJ 的，然后他是第一次像真的放出歌的时候是差不多10年前制作出了一个歌。然后但是在媒体当中的眼中，他的身份还是个 DJ， 而不是一个制作人，是一个反正忽略了他的一个真正的一个激情，在他的制作当中，因为他这种制作的音乐是更个人化的一个东西，对他自己。然后虽然他在音乐像制作音乐当中，然后放出了很多很多歌，然后总是有很多很好的这些回复像这样的东西。但是没有对于他 DJ 的一样的一种认可，所以他总是被媒体叫做一个 DJ， 而不是一个制作人。所以SHCR就问，像这个有点难理解，但是你觉得为什么？像你觉得有怎么样的方法可以把这样子的东西改变一下？是不是这是因为媒体是对你的音乐没感兴趣，还是什么其他东西？Tygapaw就说这也不是对他音乐一个没有个什么兴趣，因为这个数字上面来说的话，这也不对啊，因为他的数字像他在SoundCloud上面别人听的东西，他那些数字总是在往上走的。然后他4月30号的时候会出一个新专辑叫 Handle with Care，所以像他刚刚出了一个新的那首，像第一个那个 single，很多人很多媒体都放他们的那个 playlist 上面，像 XL 啊、Dummy Mag 啊，然后 Spotify 也放他们这样的官方的那个 playlist 上面，所以他希望2019年是他的一年，然后有更多人认可他的制作，然后他会更加的做更加的东西，然后因为他很激情对这种东西来说，但是他觉得像这个可能也是因为，对于像一个黑人女性来说也是很难的一个东西，有很多反正媒体上的一些刻板印象吧。所以像他就说到像 Ace Manuel 啊、LCXOXO、Byron the Great， 其他的一些黑人的一些制作家像这样子，他们都也是有挺多的认可的现在，但是他们都需要工作的很累。所以 Tygapaw 说自己的音乐更加是又可以跳的，但是又是有一种一个 narrative 一样的一个东西，像有更加的一个流行音乐的一种结构感，然后所以可能这个答案不会真正的解释像 SHCR 问的那个问题，所以 SHCR再问了一下，就说他觉得有一些挺明显的一些问题，像明显的一些理由，像为什么像没有很多很多认可从他的那个制作上面，而更加是在 DJ 上面，因为现在没有很多那种空间和那些平台给这些黑人女性制作家来发展，所以Tygapaw就说一下，像那个 Susie Analog 给了一个 shout out， 他就说他现在做的很好，但是他东西做的是更加大众化一点的，所以更加往那个电子 R&B 那个方向走，但是 Tygapaw 更加是实验性一点的，所以可能很多媒体或者大众来说的话，他们看到一个黑人的话，他们就会觉得，应该是放的是 trap 啊，或者像说唱还是这样东西，但是Tygapaw就说这样子东西对他来说没有什么共鸣，所以可能是因为这样子一个刻板印象，他就被边缘化了一点，因为像媒体啊，像大众看到一个黑人女生像做实验性的音乐，像不知道把它放哪里，而像如果是个白人在做这样子的音乐的话，实验性的音乐也好啊，R&B 也好，trap 也好，什么都好，都是可以的。但是一个黑人在做这种东西就有点别人就看不懂为什么。然后他也说，像 Dream Crusher 是做噪音的和实验性音乐的一个人，他做了好久的音乐，然后现在终于有一点认可了，所以可能是会需要一个长久的一个东西。然后还有最后一个就是可能是 关于像长相的一个问题，像你是怎么样子把自己打扮啊，是这样，但他就觉得像这个东西不应该是那么重要的，因为最终音乐还是听的，不是看的。
We'll try and keep this one short.
Yeah. You're amazing. You're so good. You caught like everything.
Yeah, so before you play Bag Juice, I just wanted to say, yeah, like, I mean, obviously we could have an ongoing conversation and a lengthy conversation, but I feel like for me, like being able to sit with you and talk with you about your music and your process is really helpful because it kind of like stamps the intention behind like the events and everything, and it kind of like really ties everything together really nicely. And big shout out to Shanghai Community Radio. I really respect what you guys are doing, pushing music coming into this space, out of this space. Yeah, it's really, thank you. Yeah, and any kind of like last questions or last anything about Bag Juice that you might want to mention?
Yeah, well, thank you, Shanghai Community Radio as well. I was just plugging y'all in the beginning. And
The
said
what?
like,
The best?
honestly, yeah, real talk. You know, this is the first time I've actually been invited to, well, other than the more bigger machine Red Bull radio, that has like plenty of money and resources behind it, funding behind it. But yeah, for a community radio, this is absolutely incredible, and I really appreciate y'all inviting me to be here and to speak about my music. No, it means so much to me, you know, to be able to have a voice, you know, to speak about what's my motivation, you know, for making the music that I make, and you know, my sounds, you know, like why, what drives me, and the purpose behind it all. Because one of the major things is just like for me growing up is just I never really saw someone like myself, you know, ever growing up. I grew up on an island, you know, I grew up in Jamaica, and that's a culture that's like, you know, a little bit closed off to things that are more of the experimental alternative type. In anything, you know, everybody loves their soca, loves their dancehall, love their reggae. You know, it's very much like a vibes thing, and you know that's fine. You know, I love that shit, of course. You know, but at the same time, I always thought I was a little weird. You know, because I like different shit, and I like guitars and distortion and industrial sounds and things that are deemed to be like, you know, you call yourself a weirdo, or they call me an Oreo, because it's like, oh, they call it, they label it white music, and I'm just like, oh, I didn't know music had a color or whatever. Like, it's, you know, what we associate because, yeah, like because of access,
Yeah,
because you know they have access to. I mean, they meaning white people, sorry, but you know, that's why I said that they have the space to explore and to do things that are a little bit outside of the mainstream. And all I want to do is, you know, like if I want to record like a found sound, you know, like a rock falling on pavement, or, you know, do things that are a little bit different, you know, we should be given the same kind of space. And so I think just by you know, actively, like you really have to be strong. You really have to be an individual. Like, I don't think people quite understand what that term is, but in this day and age, you know, everybody is pretty much doing the same thing. So, you know, and it takes us, you know, confident person to go off on their own and do things outside of, the norm, you know, and not want to conform and just to fit in. And I was never that kind of kid, you know. And you know, I just want to champion for that type of person who's not afraid to be themselves, not afraid to be different.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
I
God.
thought I did earlier, but yeah, so tonight at Club All, yeah, Tygapaw, you have your set at 1 a.m.
Yes, very excited.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that, along with the power support lineup, Frozen Lolita, doing a drag performance, Amber, Akila, her name. Jire, okay, cool. And Gochi and myself, much later. So yeah, I think it's gonna be a cool vibe, and we're gonna do the same thing in Beijing tomorrow night, and a DJ workshop and showcase on Sunday. So yeah, thank you for coming out. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to tonight.
I just want to thank you, Syd, for just being incredible, providing a space for Black artists and just bringing me out. Like, this is my first time in Shanghai. It's my first time in China, and I would never thought this would be my reality as well. You know, it's just like this is beyond my wildest dreams to be able to travel the world and, you know, be talking about my music in Shanghai. You know, it's wild to me, and you know, hopefully I can inspire all the little young girls to know that there's a space for them. Like, you can do whatever the fuck you want. Like,
Yeah.
don't let them try to suppress your creativity.
Yeah.
You know, and I appreciate you giving, you know, holding space for that.
Cool.
OK，所以像放下首歌的之前，是想谈一下像，想感谢一下Tygapaw，像可以像谈到一些，把他的音乐像和他的像背后的一些故事放在一起是这样子，然后也给我们 SHCR 一个大的感谢，帮像地下音乐反正给一个平台，然后他就问了一下Tygapaw有没有什么像更多想谈到的，然后Tygapaw就说谢谢 SHCR， 然后他一开始的时候也说一下SHCR 是他上过的最好的一个community radio， 所以谢谢了，然后对他来说，像这个东西是很有价值的东西，像在这里会有一个可以像说出了他自己的想法和他的像背后的一些经验这种东西，在这样子一个平台上面，然后给他做的东西一个语境，像一个上下文。对他来说，像他长大的时候，他很少看到像长得像他这样子一个人做像这样子的东西，因为他是在一个岛上长大的，在牙买加，然后牙买加的话，像对于像一些怪一点的、像实验性一点的不同的音乐，像没有那个接触度也不是太高，像大家都喜欢的一些 reggae 啊、dancehall 啊、soca 啊，他自己也很喜欢，但是他也喜欢一些像奇怪一点的东西，有一些像工业的一样的声音啊，或者像很暴躁的一些吉他声音啊，这样的东西。然后那个时候，像很多人像叫他一个欧莱欧，因为就是像外面是黑色，然后里面是白色的，就说像他虽然长得像个黑人，但他喜欢的东西都是白人的东西，但他就觉得像这个是一个这个把音乐和像种族放在一起，像不是太好的一个东西，因为像是一个刻板印象吧，反正，所以这样子一个东西是来于像一个没有这个一个能接触到像一些或者有像牙买加没有像这样子的一些空间，可以给人来实验性一些东西，做一些实验性的东西， 像如果他想做一些像实验性的东西，像录一下像石头丢在大街上面啊，这样的声音，也是应该会有一个位置的。所以他就觉得像你是需要很有自己一个自信，然后强力，然后有一个自己自己知道你喜欢什么东西，所以因为特别像这个现在的时候，像很多人总是在做一样的东西，所以像你需要很自信，可以做你自己的东西，站在你自己角度来说你觉得是对的东西，而不是就跟着大海就那样子走，大众那样子走。所以他想为像那些喜欢一些怪一点的东西啊，像长大的看不到一些像其他的人，像他们周围做一些怪的东西，他想给这样子的人有个空间，然后做一个role model 一样的东西吧。所以今天晚上在 Club All Tygapaw 会在1点钟开始，晚上1点钟，然后还会有 Frozen Lolita、Amber Killer、G-Ray、Goachi，然后 SHCR 也会 DJ 的。所以明天晚上在北京也会有一个表演的，然后还会周天的时候会有一个 DJ 的一个workshop。所以 Tygapaw 就说谢谢SHCR，感谢他 SHCR来给一个平台，给一些像那些给黑人艺术家在中国来做些音乐这样的东西，来做一些东西。所以这是他自己的第一次在中国，然后他永远没有想过他会有这样子的一个现在，因为他现在做实验性音乐，然后也在上海。在弹他的音乐，所以他希望他可以给一些像年轻的女孩，给她一些自信，来说哎你也可以这样做。所以接下来就是 Tygapaw 的 DJ set。